Hello, I just finished up Of Mice and Men and I wanted to give you guys a book review. I'd like to have the book in front of me so that you guys could see it, but unfortunately my backpack was stolen. So hopefully the guy that took that out of my car is getting a good read from John Steinbeck's best work, in my opinion. So if you haven't heard of Mice and Men, it's about two men who work on ranches in California trying to just make it by, get their wages, not end up, homeless and in poverty, and they do a pretty good job. One guy's name is Lenny, and one guy's name is George. I would like to say a quote from the book. This is what George often tells Lenny, repeated throughout the novel. He says, "Guys like us that work on ranches are the loneliest guys in the world. They got no family, they don't belong no place, they come to ranchin' and work up a stake, and then they go into town and blow their stake. With us, it ain't like that. We got a future. We got someone to talk to us and gives a damn about us." That was on page 13 and throughout the book. So basically what that is right there is George talking to his friend Lenny, who's this big guy that kind of has some mental issues and like isn't quite on it, but he still, can communicate, can still work. He's a good friend. So George confides in him. And Lenny sometimes wants to like, goof off or like do things besides work, and Lenny, tells him the story and says, "Hey, we're special. We should be doing this. One day we're gonna go buy a farm of our own. We're gonna raise rabbits." And Lenny's all about the rabbits. He's always like petting them, collecting them. Like he loves animals. He has a puppy at one point, and I mean his size is kind of an issue, and he's kind of like a big guy, but he acts like just a kid, so it's pretty cute. Their connection just goes a lot like that. And with the use of like stories like this, Lenny's like believing that one day he'll be working on a farm, and George is saying the story so much he begins to believe it too. And they keep doing their thing, keep working on these farms, going ranch to ranch, just making a little more money, getting that savings going, and then, you're hoping one day that they end up with those bunnies chilling on the ranch. But I won't let you guys know how it ends. But as far as reading this as a suggestion, I would recommend this book to everyone. This book is a work of art. It's a bestseller. It's a classic for a reason. It has such good characterization. Like you don't have to care a lot about the book to really fall in love with these guys and want to find out what happens to them next and go along with the story. And then like John Steinbeck, his gift is he's able to do this and involve like such an intense like important climate and part of American history inside the story. Like you're learning about the life of a rancher, the life of poverty in, this time period, the early 20th century. It's like a whole nother window to this thing, and you want to read it because you want to know what happens to these characters. And the book's like what 100 pages long. It's worth it. You come out a better person. You start thinking about the things around you. Start thinking about what's important. You evaluate your friendships and like it's because of John Steinbeck's skill as a writer that does all that. Like he just makes you fall in love with his book, his story, the plot, and you write it out to the end. And like I can tell you the ending's rewarding. I'm not going to tell you what happens though. And then that's pretty much it, guys. Just comment if you need to know anything more about the story. I'll let you know if you know a good place to get it. I'd recommend Amazon for their quick shipping and good deals. But I'm sure you can find a copy. It's also at every library in the nation. So get a hold of this book, give it a good read. You won't regret it.